Welcome to another episode of Moms Making Money. And this is Marli, and I'm so excited that you are joining me today. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a regular listener, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate you taking the time to spend part of your day with me every week. Today, we are diving into something that I am incredibly passionate about, and that is becoming a sleep consultant. If you've listened to this episode or if you've listened to this podcast before, you probably already knew I was going to say that. So I know that many of you have been reaching out to me with questions about this career path. You've seen my journey from corporate America to sleep consulting, and you're wondering if this is truly possible for you too. I get messages all the time asking me how this is possible, if they can really do it. Is it really possible to replace a corporate income helping tired parents? So today I'm going to be breaking down the 5 essential things to consider before you become a sleep consultant. And let me just say that the most important one, which I'm saving for last, is something that transformed my entire life whenever I recognized it in myself. So definitely stick around to the end so that you can hear that one. Before we jump in, I want to be super transparent with you. This career has completely transformed my life in ways that I couldn't have even imagined whenever I was sitting in my corporate office, counting down the hours until I could go home. I have gone from dreading Mondays at my corporate job to actually looking forward to my work week. Can you even imagine that? I know that I definitely couldn't have whenever I was still in that life. I've created flexibility in my schedule that allows me to be present for my kids. I can pick them up from school, attend their activities, and be there for the most important moments without having to beg for time off or use precious vacation days. And yes, I've replaced and even exceeded my corporate income doing something that I absolutely love. I remember sitting in my corporate job, scrolling through Instagram during my lunch break, and seeing an ad for a sleep consultant certification. I had already been thinking about what I could do to start my own business so that I could gain that flexibility, but I didn't know what it was going to be. Something inside me just clicked whenever I saw that ad. It was like a light bulb moment where I thought, wait, people actually get paid to do this? As a mom who had gone through sleep struggles with my own kids and had become obsessed with finding solutions, the idea that I could help other families while building a business and earning a solid income felt like a dream. But here's the thing, I want to be super crystal clear about this. This career path is not right for everybody. And that is exactly why I created this episode, to help you figure out if this path aligns with who you are and what you want. But because the last thing I want is for you to invest time and money into something that is not the right fit. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into these 5 essential considerations that will help you determine if sleep consulting is your next right career move. So, number one, the first thing I want you to consider before becoming a sleep consultant is your willingness to learn business skills. Notice that I didn't say you already need to have business knowledge or feel comfortable selling. You do not. I certainly did not whenever I started. When I first began my sleep consulting journey, I had this naive idea that if I just got certified and was really good at helping babies and toddlers sleep, clients would magically appear at my door. I thought that my expertise alone would be enough to build a successful business. I quickly learned that was not the case. I needed to learn how to market myself, how to speak confidently about my services, how to price my packages, how to create systems that would support my business growth. Let me tell you about my first attempt at marketing. I created a beautiful Instagram page with lovely quotes about sleep and adorable baby photos. I spent hours making it look perfect, and I spent hours creating reels. I waited and waited and waited some more, and there were crickets. Absolutely nothing happened. No one was finding me. No one was reaching out. My follower count was not growing. I realized that I had no idea how to actually get my business in front of the people who needed me. I remember feeling so incredibly discouraged. Here I was, this corporate professional who had given presentations to executives, managed large teams, and executed million-dollar projects, and I still couldn't figure out how to get a single client for my new business. It was incredibly humbling, but it was also really frustrating. Instead of giving up, I decided to learn. I invested thousands of dollars in courses about social media marketing. I joined communities about I joined communities with other entrepreneurs. I read books, I listened to podcasts, and I absorbed everything that I could about building a business. Was it comfortable? Absolutely not. Was it worth it? Yes, it was. Here's the truth: becoming excellent at helping families with sleep is only one part of the equation. The other part is running a successful business, and that requires learning skills that you may not have right now. I remember the first time I had to talk about pricing with a potential client. My heart was racing, my palms were sweaty, and I was terrified that they would laugh and hang up. I practiced what I was going to say probably 20 times before that call. But you know what? They didn't laugh. They didn't hang up. They said yes right there on the call, and they signed up shortly after we hung up. And with each subsequent conversation, it got easier and easier. The beauty of this journey is that you don't have to know it all right away. You can learn as you go, implementing one skill at a time. When I started, I didn't know how to set up a website or create an email list or develop packages that would serve my clients well. I learned step by step, and so can you. So ask yourself, are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone to learn these skills? Are you open to growing in areas that may feel uncomfortable at first? Do you have the persistence to keep learning even whenever it feels tough? If the answer is yes, that is a great sign that this could be for you, because I promise these skills can be learned and they get so much easier with practice. And here's the wonderful thing: once you learn those business skills, they are yours forever. They become tools in your toolkit that you can use not just for your sleep consulting business, but also for any additional entrepreneurial ventures that you may pursue in the future. And the other positive thing with this is that whenever you choose to go through the Cradle Coach Academy's program, we provide you with all of the knowledge and information that you need step by step when it comes to building a business and becoming a marketing expert. So, on to thing number 2: service focused mindset. This may seem obvious, but it is crucial to understand what truly drives you in this field. Are you primarily motivated by serving others rather than financial gain? Do you find fulfillment in seeing families transform from surviving to thriving? Are you willing to go the extra mile whenever your clients need additional support? This doesn't mean that money is not important. Of course it is. We all have to earn an income to be able to pay our bills, and we all have goals that we want to achieve. But in this particular field, the service has to come first. The money follows whenever your heart is in the right place. Let me tell you a story that illustrates this. About 6 months into my business, I was working with a family whose baby was really struggling with the transition to the crib. The parents had been co-sleeping with their 8-month-old since birth, and even though they were desperate for some independence, their baby would scream from the moment they placed her in the crib. We had a solid plan in place, and the mom had been implementing it for about 3 days when she sent me a voice note at 8 p.m., totally exhausted and emotional after multiple failed attempts that evening. Her voice was shaking. I could hear the baby crying in the background. She said, "Marli, I don't think I can do this. I think we are just going to give up." Now, technically, we didn't have any extra calls planned for that package that she had purchased. According to our contract, I should have just told her that we would problem solve tomorrow and that we would go back and forth in voice notes. But in that moment, I knew what she needed was support, not to be told that she needed to wait. So I dropped what I was doing and I walked her through the process over the phone for nearly an hour. I had her put me on speakerphone so that I could talk to her directly while she was going through the motions that I was explaining to her. I guided her through each step. I was encouraging her, reassuring her that what she was experiencing was normal, and I helped her stay consistent with our plan. By the end of our impromptu call, her baby was sleeping in the crib. She sent me a text the next morning with a picture of her baby still asleep in the crib and a message that said, "I'm so grateful for your help last night. Thank you for being there when I needed you most." That moment was not about sticking to my schedule or sticking to our contract. It was about being truly present for a family during one of their most vulnerable times. And honestly, that text message that next morning meant more to me than any payment that I've ever received. That is what this work is really about. It's not just about following a protocol or checking boxes. It's about genuinely caring about the families that you work with and being willing to go above and beyond whenever they need you. This doesn't mean that you're going to be crossing your professional boundaries all the time. This doesn't mean that you're going to be working at 2 o'clock in the morning or answering calls all hours of the day and night. This does mean that in those rare moments where it feels like you need to put in that extra effort, you're going to want to do that. And you're going to recognize when that is necessary and be willing to put that extra effort in. I have had clients reach out to me years later to tell me how our work together not only helped their children sleep, but also improved their marriages, allowed them to be better parents, and even impacted their career trajectories because they were able to finally get the rest that they needed to thrive. So before embarking on this journey, check in with yourself. Does the idea of making this kind of difference in families' lives light you up? Can you see yourself being fully present and emotionally invested in your client's success? Are you the type of person who naturally goes the extra mile? If so, you have another key ingredient for success in this field. The third consideration is your willingness to invest time, both in becoming certified and in gaining the experience to become truly exceptional at what you do. One of the beautiful things about our program at the Cradle Coach Academy is that it is completely self-paced and flexible. You can work through the certification process on your own schedule, whether that is during nap time, after the kids go to bed, or on weekends. But make no mistake, it is still going to require a commitment from you. Let me walk you through what this time commitment actually looks like. Our comprehensive certification program covers everything that you need to know, from the science of infant and toddler sleep to the practical application of various sleep methods. You will learn about sleep biology, circadian rhythms, sleep associations, age-appropriate schedules, and so much more. All of this takes time to absorb and integrate. It's not something that you can rush through in a weekend if you truly want to master it. Most of our students complete the certification over the course of 2 to 3 months, dedicating about 4 to 5 hours per week to their studies. Of course, some students complete it faster and others take longer. That is the beauty of a self-paced program. Then there is the practical experience component. The truth is, no matter how comprehensive a certification program is, there is nothing quite like working with real families to deepen your understanding and refine your approach. Every family you work with will present unique challenges and scenarios that will expand your knowledge bit by bit. When I look back at my notes from my first few clients compared to the work that I do now, the growth is absolutely incredible. That evolution did not happen overnight. It came from consistently showing up, putting in the work, and being committed to continuous improvement. Even now, years into my career, I still dedicate time every single month to continuing education, reading new research, attending workshops, and connecting with other professionals in the field. Sleep science is constantly evolving. Sleep science research is constantly evolving, and staying current requires an ongoing time investment. But here is the wonderful thing about this time commitment. It is an investment that pays dividends. Every hour that you spend learning and growing translates into better outcomes for your clients and more confidence in your abilities. As you build that expertise, you can command higher rates and work more efficiently. So ask yourself honestly, can you carve out time in your schedule for this learning process? Are you willing to be patient with yourself as you build expertise? Can you commit to continuous learning and improvement? Are you able to view time spent on education as an investment rather than an expense? If you can commit to this investment of time, the rewards, both personally and financially, can be tremendous. The fourth thing to consider is what transferable skills you already bring to the table. This is something many prospective sleep consultants overlook, but it is so important because you are not starting from scratch. You already have valuable skills and experiences that are going to serve you well in this field. You may be thinking, but I don't have any experience in sleep, or I don't have any experience in childcare or healthcare, or whatever it may be. And that is okay. What other skills and experiences do you have that can translate well to this field? Let me give you a few examples. Do you have a background in healthcare, like pediatric nursing? That medical knowledge and experience in working with families can be incredibly valuable. You already understand child development, you're comfortable discussing health concerns, and you know how to communicate complex information in accessible ways. Are you a speech therapist, occupational therapist, nanny, doula, or have you worked in other capacities with children? This hands-on experience with children and families gives you incredible insight into family dynamics and child behavior that many people don't have. But it doesn't have to be directly related to childcare or healthcare either. Maybe you worked in HR like me and you developed skills for working with people from diverse backgrounds and with different personalities. Those interpersonal skills are essential whenever you are working with exhausted parents who may be emotional or struggling. Perhaps you've excelled in customer service roles where you learn to truly listen and address concerns with empathy. That ability allows you to help people feel heard and understood, and it is absolutely priceless when working with tired parents who just want somebody to acknowledge their struggles. Maybe you have project management experience, the ability to create a plan, anticipate obstacles, and guide somebody through implementation is exactly what you'll be doing with your sleep clients. Or perhaps you have a teaching background, which means you know how to break down complex concepts and help others learn new skills. Or maybe, and this is a big one, you're a parent who has navigated sleep challenges with your own children. That firsthand experience can provide a level of empathy and understanding that is absolutely priceless. When you can genuinely say to a parent, I've been exactly where you are, it creates an immediate connection and trust. I'll share a personal example. When I started my business, I worried that my corporate background would be a disadvantage. What did project management and HR have to do with helping babies sleep? But I quickly realized that I could leverage my skills in data analysis to track patterns in baby sleep logs. My experience with creating presentations helped me to develop concise and clear sleep plans for families. My years of managing difficult my years of managing difficult and very different personalities in the corporate world prepared me for working with parents who may disagree about the best approach for their child. And of course, having gone through sleep struggles with my own three kids gave me both credibility and compassion that my clients could feel. So take inventory of your existing skills and experiences. You may be surprised at how much you already bring to this work. Do not discount anything. Skills from every area of your life can be valuable in this new career path. Make a list of all of the strengths, talents, and experiences that you've accumulated over the years, and then think about how each one of those may translate to sleep consulting. Remember, your unique combination of skills and experiences is actually your superpower. It is what will set you apart in this field and allow you to serve clients in ways that nobody else can. And now we have arrived at what I believe is the most important consideration of all. Passion. Do you have a genuine passion for sleep and for helping parents? I saved this one for last because without this element, the rest really doesn't matter. You can learn business skills, you can develop a service mindset, you can make time, and you can leverage your existing skills. But passion, that cannot be taught or manufactured. It's either there or it's not. Let me explain what I mean by passion in this context. It's not just about liking the idea of helping families. It's about being truly fascinated by sleep itself, the science of it, the patterns, the biological processes, all of it. It's about feeling a genuine excitement whenever you see a sleep solution click for a family. It's about being willing to go deep into the research and continuously learn more because you are genuinely interested, not just because you have to. I will never forget that moment that I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, getting my first paying client. The feeling wasn't primarily excitement about the money, although that was certainly part of it. It was more about this overwhelming sense of, I cannot believe that somebody is actually paying me to do something that I would happily do for free. That is the litmus test right there. When I was in my corporate job, I would often find myself distracted during meetings because I was thinking about friend's baby sleep schedule, or I was mentally composing an email with sleep tips for my brother. I was reading sleep books in my spare time, listening to podcasts about infant development during my commute, and voluntarily staying up late to research sleep associations because I genuinely found it fascinating. Do you find yourself reading sleep books for fun? Do you get excited about talking about sleep cycles and sleep associations? When a friend mentions their baby isn't sleeping, do you feel your energy rise as you're thinking about how you can help them? This passion is what is going to sustain you through the learning curve. It's what will motivate you to keep going whenever you face challenges. It's what will shine through whenever you're speaking to potential clients. And ultimately, it is what is going to set you apart in this field. I believe that this is why I have been able to build a successful business and why I now have the privilege of training others through the Cradle Coach Academy. It isn't because I had some special talent or advantage. It wasn't because I had it all figured out from the beginning. Trust me, I have made so many mistakes along the way. It's because I found something that I am truly passionate about, and that passion has fueled everything else. When you're truly passionate about sleep consulting, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like purpose. It feels like a calling. And that is whenever you know that you have found the right path. So ask yourself honestly, does this work light you up? Are you genuinely excited about the prospect of diving deep into sleep science and helping families transform their lives through better sleep? If the answer is a resounding yes, then I believe you found your calling, just as I have found mine. Okay, so there you have it, the 5 essential things to consider before becoming a sleep consultant. Let's recap really quickly. Number 1 is your willingness to learn business skills. Remember that you do not have to have them already. You just need to be open to and willing to learn them. Whether you have a service-focused mindset that puts families' needs at the heart of what you do, your ability to commit the time needed to become certified and to continue growing your expertise, the transferable skills that you already possess that will give you a running start in this field, and most importantly, your passion for sleep and helping parents. That fire inside that makes this feel less like work and more like purpose. If you're nodding along, feeling excited about these points rather than intimidated by them, that is a sign that this path is worth pursuing further. I want to share one last story with you. About 2 years after I started my sleep consulting business and I left my corporate job, I ran into a former colleague from my corporate job at a coffee shop. She asked me how things were going, and I couldn't help but light up as I told her about my business. As I told her about my business and everything that I was doing helping families. She looked at me with a mix of surprise and admiration, and she said, I have never seen you like this before. You are absolutely glowing whenever you're talking about your work. You never looked like that in all of the years that we worked together. That moment was so affirming for me. It was external validation of what I already knew inside, that I had found my true calling. And let me tell you, there's nothing quite like the feeling of doing work that aligns perfectly with who you are and what you value. For those of you who are feeling called to this work, I want you to know that the world needs more passionate, dedicated sleep consultants. There are families out there right now who are struggling, who are exhausted, and who do not know that this help is available. You could be the answer that they are looking for. And if you're thinking that the market must be saturated by now, let me assure you it is not even close. There are millions of babies born every single year, and studies show that up to 40% of families struggle with infant and toddler sleep issues. The need for qualified, compassionate sleep consultants is enormous, and it continues to grow as more parents become aware that this help is available. If you would like to learn more about becoming a certified sleep consultant through the Cradle Coach Academy, I have created a free video series that dives deeper into what this career looks like and how our program can support you every step of the way. It covers everything that you need to know, from the curriculum to the business support to the ongoing community that you will be a part of. You can access it at thecradlecoachacademy.com/video-series. I will also include a link in our show notes. So again, in this video training, which we call our 90-day blueprint, we will walk you through exactly how our program works, what you can expect to learn, and how we will support you not just during your certification, but also as you launch and grow your business. Because that is something that makes our program truly unique. We don't just teach you about sleep, we teach you about how to build a successful business around your sleep knowledge. Remember that finding work that aligns with your passion, serves others, and provides the lifestyle that you desire is possible. I am living proof of that, and I believe that you can create it too. When I look back at my journey from that moment of seeing that Instagram ad while sitting at my corporate desk to making a PowerPoint presentation for my husband about my business plan, which yes, I really did do, to now running a thriving sleep consulting practice and the Cradle Coach Academy, I am still amazed at how following my passion transformed my entire life. Not only has this career given me financial freedom and flexibility that I never ever had in my corporate role and really never even imagined was possible, but it has given me something even more valuable, which is purpose. Every day, I wake up knowing that I'm making a tangible difference in families' lives. I'm helping exhausted parents get the rest that they desperately need. I'm helping babies develop healthy sleep habits that will benefit for them for years to come. And now I'm also helping other women build businesses that allow them to use their talents while creating the lifestyle that they desire. Again, if you are feeling that pull towards sleep consulting, I encourage you to explore it further. Take that first step, sign up for our video series, ask questions, connect with other consultants, do your research, and most importantly, listen to that voice inside you that is telling you that this could be your path too. Your journey might look different from mine, but if you have these 5 essential elements that we discussed today, willingness to learn business skills, a service focused mindset, commitment to investing time, transferable skills, and genuine passion, I believe that you have everything that you need to succeed in this field. That is it for today's episode. I will catch you on the next episode of Moms Making Money. Thank you again for being here today.